story time of how labor went for me. I was 35 weeks when I found out I had preeclampsia. They wanted to wait till I was about 37 weeks to have him, so I only had about 2 weeks to prepare for my son. We ended up arriving at about 8 p.m. that night, and they started getting the Cervidil ready. After that, everything had got real, about an hour after. They told me the cramps would be only mild, so I'm thinking of mild cramps. No, them cramps was extreme. They ended up giving me pain medicine for how bad the cramps was. And I went to sleep for maybe about 30 minutes, and I woke up, and I looked at my boyfriend, and I'm like, I feel like I'm about to throw up. And he jumped up and grabbed the bag, and I threw up. They kept checking my cervix to see if I was dilated, and I still was not dilated. The next day came, I was bouncing on the ball, and I stood up, and my water broke. So after my water broke, they checked to see how dilated I was, and I was 4 centimeters dilated. And the pain was real bad at that point. So, I ended up getting the epidural. So before they gave me the epidural, my nurse hit my IV and moved it. So she had to re-give me an IV and busted my vein in one spot, so she had to move it to another spot. After I got the epidural, I was fine. I was able to eat, and I ended up going to sleep for maybe about an hour. I went to sleep for maybe about an hour, and I woke up, and I called my nurse, and I told her I felt like I had to go number 2. And she was like, it's just the pressure. I'm like, okay. So I ended up going back to sleep. Woke up again. I'm like, I feel like I got to go number 2. And they're like, okay. So they checked to see how dilated I was, and I was 9 centimeters. And they're like, okay, it's time to start pushing. When they told me I was 9 centimeters, I woke my boyfriend up because he had fell asleep. Like, he just had fell asleep. And I told him, I said, I'm 9 centimeters. They said I got to start pushing. And my mom was at my house, so we had to call her, and she hurried up and got there. I was pushing for about 35 to 40 minutes, and he finally came out at 4:10 p.m. on January 31st. And I got my baby boy.